Chapter 321 Let your parents practice a new account. Melt in the mouth. Light fragrance. After taking a bite of the roasted dragon egg, Yifeng's eyes lit up. He didn't expect that this purple dark dragon egg was so delicious. If Elder Bai Gang was here, this dragon egg would definitely make several delicacies for him. Looking at the purple dark dragon egg that was simply roasted in front of him, Yifeng couldn't help but think of Bai Gang, the chef in the lower world. Mr. Long. For some reasons, I will be returning to Wuji Holy Land. Do you want to go back with me? After eating, Yifeng looked at Long Xiaofeng and asked. Elder Yi. Xinghuan. Disciple is willing to join Wuji Holy Land. Hearing Yifeng's question, Long Xiaofeng gritted his teeth and told Yifeng what he was thinking. I just want to keep you by my side for a while, but you want to join my Wuji Holy Land. Seeing Long Xiaofeng with a serious face, Yifeng asked directly, Long Xiao, you are the young master of Tianlong Valley, the future heir of Tianlong Valley. If you join my Wuji Holy Land, will your father agree? Elder Xinghuan. This matter is very simple, just let my father and mother have another child. Hearing Yifeng's concerns, Long Xiaofeng also directly said the solution. Fuck. In order to join Wuji Holy Land, Tianlong Valley said no? Just let your parents practice a new account? Looking at Long Xiaofeng's serious face, Yifeng was really shocked. If this happened in the previous life, what's the difference between giving up a family fortune of hundreds of billions? Young master, you are so bold. You are worthy of being the young master of Tianlong Valley. At this time, Lin Lao, who was standing by, looked at Long Xiaofeng with admiration. He had never thought that he would bet on the future with the identity of the young master. After all, no one can guarantee that they will soar to the sky if they follow Yifeng. Maybe they will be ignored after a while, or they will be expelled after a while. These are all unpredictable things. Forget it. Since you want to join my Wuji Holy Land so much, then join my Xinghuan Peak later. Seeing the determined Long Xiaofeng, Yifeng also agreed directly. Hearing this, Long Xiaofeng finally showed a touch of joy on his face, and then he said directly to Lin Lao who was standing beside him, Lin Lao, I'm going back to Wuji Holy Land with Yi Xiao, you can go back to Tianlong Valley by yourself. After that, Long Xiaofeng got on the dragon car directly, and then drove the Qingxian demon dragon into the sky, and quickly drove towards the direction of Wuji Holy Land. Hey! I don't know whether Long Xiao's gamble this time is right or wrong. Wait. Fuck. If Long Xiao leaves, I will go back to Tianlong Valley alone, and the Valley Master will vent all his anger on me? Just when Lin Lao was full of emotion, he suddenly thought of an extremely terrible thing, and then collapsed and yelled in the direction of the dragon car, Long Xiao, even if you want to worship Wuji Holy Land, you have to go back to Tianlong Valley and get beaten before going. If you do this, I dare not go back. On the other side. Young Master Long, please get in the car. I'll drive the Qingxian demon dragon. After Mu Lin walked out of the car, he took over Long Xiaofeng's job. Elder Xinghuan, I'm actually quite curious. How did you join the Wuji Holy Land, and how did you become the supreme elder of the Wuji Holy Land with the strength of the first level of the human immortal realm? After entering the car, Long Xiaofeng also asked Yifeng curiously. You should call me young master Yi like them. I have a great connection with Wuji Holy Land, and I have only been in Wuji Holy Land for 3 days. As for how I became the Grand Elder, I bought it. I am not only the Grand Elder of Wuji Holy Land, but also the Holy Son of Wuji Holy Land. Hearing Long Xiaofeng's question, Yifeng also explained with a smile. Grand Elder? Holy Son? The 2 high-level identities representing the Holy Land were all bought? Young Master Yi. These 2 identities are extremely important. How could the Holy Land sell them? Just as Long Xiaofeng continued to ask with a surprised look, he suddenly stopped halfway through, then smiled bitterly and said to himself, We in Tianlong Valley have sold everything that can be sold and everything that cannot be sold. It is not normal for Wuji Holy Land to sell two identities? Seeing that Long Xiaofeng suddenly fell silent, Yifeng stopped talking and thought to himself, only a quarter of the dragon egg has been eaten. The rest seems to have been collected by Long Xiaofeng. When we return to the Holy Land, let the Holy Lord, Lu Chongqing, Tu Meng, Shi Tianlei, and others have a taste. In the valley. Fuck. Young Master Long is really crazy. I thought he collected the remaining dragon eggs and prepared to save them for later. Who would have thought that he actually threw them away quietly? Just as Lin Lao was about to fly out of the valley, he suddenly saw the remaining dragon eggs in the gap between the rocks. If you don't fly up to see, you can't see them from below. Prodigal son. Young Master Long has really become a loser. It would be nice to take this thing back to the Valley Master to have a taste. After landing on the pile of rocks, Elder Lin carefully put the remaining dragon eggs into the fairy ring, and a trace of worry appeared on his face. He murmured to himself, if young Master Long continues to develop like this, if he is abandoned by young Master Yi in the future, I am afraid that Tianlong Valley will not be able to hold on for a few days with such a crazy and wasteful hand. It is approaching evening. As the Qingxian demon dragon slowly landed on the ground with the dragon cart, Yifeng and Long Xiaofeng also walked out of the dragon cart. What is that? Demon Spirit Illusion Stone, such a large maze with so many Demon Spirit Illusion Stones? Looking at the entrance to the maze in front of him, Long Xiaofeng was really shocked. He was sure that this maze was definitely made by Yifeng, but he really wanted to say to Yifeng that the Demon Spirit Illusion Stone was not used like this. Mr. Long, this maze formation was set up by Mr. Yi. I tell you, this maze formation is fun. If you have a chance in the future, maybe you can enjoy it. I just don't know when the enemy will attack. It would be best if some powerful enemies come. After all, this maze formation can kill even the strongest at the peak of the 9th level of the Immortal Tribulation realm. Looking at the shocked Long Xiaofeng, Mu Lin on the side also smiled and talked about the maze formation, and at the same time, there was a hint of expectation in his eyes. Let's go, enter the maze. Mr. Long, it's just right that you can also experience the fun of breaking through the maze formation. Yifeng also greeted the shocked Long Xiaofeng at the side. Young Master Yi, can you let me feel the true power of this maze formation? Knowing that this maze formation can kill even the terrifying strong men at the peak of the 9th level of the Immortal Tribulation realm, Long Xiaofeng instantly became very interested in this maze formation. Chapter 322, I threw away the dragon egg, and the prodigal son can still eat the leftovers? Feel the true power of the maze formation? So brave? Looking at Long Xiaofeng, who was eager to try, Yifeng couldn't help but remind him, young Master Long, even if it doesn't hurt you, this maze formation will definitely drive you crazy. Do you really want to try it? Young Master Yi, let me try it. Hearing Yifeng's reminder, Long Xiaofeng also gave his answer with a firm look. In the maze formation. Elder Yu Gui, open up a way out of the maze for me and Mu Lin, and then let this young Master Long feel the true power of the maze formation, but don't hurt him. After entering the maze formation, Yifeng also shouted directly. Soon, dozens of magic spirit illusion stones in front began to move, making way. Mr. Long, Mu Lin and I will go out first. If you can't hold on, let Elder Yu Gui let you out. After saying that, Yifeng led Mu Lin to the front. After Yifeng and Mu Lin left, the magic spirit illusion stones moved again, and soon, the figures of the two disappeared from Long Xiaofeng's sight. My mirror image is everywhere. I didn't expect that after using the magic spirit fantasy stone to build a maze, because I couldn't use my spiritual sense, it would give people such a depressing feeling. Looking at his own mirror images all around, Long Xiaofeng also revealed a solemn look. 5 minutes later. I can still hold on. I can definitely get out. Long Xiaofeng, who was already a little collapsed, took a deep breath, looked at the countless mirror images that made him feel more and more irritated, and walked forward again. 10 minutes later. How did Yi Xiao think of using the magic spirit fantasy stone to build a maze? It's so fucking scary. Long Xiaofeng, who was about to collapse, found that all the magic spirit fantasy stones were protected by defensive formations. Even if he tried his best, he couldn't shake it at all. In addition, he couldn't get out of the maze at all. Looking at the mirror images around him that made him collapse, he really panicked. 15 minutes later. Can't break it. Can't get out. In addition, the sword energy that began to appear and shook the space continued to fly slowly around him. Long Xiaofeng finally collapsed and shouted, "Elder Yugui, let me out." Huh? Where are the people? Elder Jade Ghost, please let me out, this place is too scary. However, no matter how he shouted, the surrounding magic spirit illusion stones did not respond at all. At this moment, Long Xiaofeng was really panicked, and his heart collapsed and thought, could it be that he forgot about me? Outside the maze array. What? Young master of Tianlong Valley? Bought 3 Qingshan demon dragons and 30 shadow earth dragons? Listening to Mu Lin's vivid description of what he had encountered in the past 2 days, Elder Yugui became more and more absorbed and shocked. When Elder Yugui learned that they had roasted the purple dark dragon egg, he opened his mouth in shock and looked at Mu Lin with envy. That Song Kuan is really miserable. I'm afraid he never dreamed that the purpose of your killing him was to roast the dragon egg you snatched back. If he knew it would be this result, he might as well roast it and eat it himself, then it would be worth dying. After listening to what Mu Lin said, Elder Yugui's final attention was all on the tragically dead Song Kuan. As expected of the Supreme Elder, the focus of attention is so different. Hearing what Elder Yugui said, Yi Feng was really shocked. Wait. At this moment, Yi Feng suddenly thought of Long Xiaofeng in the maze formation, and quickly looked at Elder Yugui and asked, Elder Yugui, is Long Xiao still holding on? I don't know. I was just concentrating on listening to your story, and I didn't pay much attention to the situation in the maze formation. Hearing Yi Feng's question, Elder Yugui also quickly answered. If you don't know, then you don't know. Why answer so confidently? Yi Feng was shocked again when he heard the answer from Jade Ghost Elder. It's over. Star Soul Elder, young Master Long, seems to be crazy. As Elder Jade Ghost exclaimed, Yi Feng hurriedly asked, what's wrong with him? Inside the maze array. What are you looking at? Try to look at me again. Fuck, you still dare to look, believe it or not, I will blow your eyes out. Bang. Bang. After saying that, Long Xiaofeng punched the mirror image in the magic spirit illusion stone twice. What are you looking at? Looking at Long Xiaofeng playing with his own mirror image, Yi Feng and Mu Lin both showed a touch of shock. And Elder Jade Ghost on the side showed a touch of embarrassment. He didn't expect that the other party would become like this in just a short while. Young Master Long, stop playing, we are here to pick you up. Stare, hearing Yi Feng's voice, Long Xiaofeng turned his head and looked behind him. When he saw Yi Feng, Mu Lin and Elder Yugui, he collapsed and shouted, Young Master Yi, you are finally here. I thought you had forgotten me. This maze formation is too scary. After walking out of the maze formation, Long Xiaofeng glanced at the maze formation behind him and said to himself with lingering fear, this maze formation is simply the nightmare of all enemies. It is absolutely a human collapse and a beast weeps. The top of Xinghuan Peak. Looking at Lu Chongqing, Shi Tianlei, Mu Lin, Tu Meng and Long Xiaofeng in front of him, Yi Feng felt that the 5 of them were enough to build the magical hut before dawn. Elder Xinghuan, are you looking for me? At this moment, Hu Li's voice suddenly came from a distance. Holy Lord, I called you here to let you eat something good. Seeing Huli coming over, Yifeng also looked directly at Long Xiaofeng and said, Young Master Long, take out the purple dark dragon eggs you put away before, just in time for the Holy Lord and the other brothers to have a taste. Hearing Yifeng's words, whether it was Huli or the others, they all looked at Long Xiaofeng with green eyes. Especially Lu Chongqing, Shi Tianlei, and Tu Meng. They just heard Mu Lin say that he had eaten roasted purple dark dragon eggs, and they were so envious. Ah! Hearing Yifeng's words, seeing that everyone was staring at him with fiery eyes, Long Xiaofeng also said with embarrassment, Young Master Yi, but the remaining purple dark dragon eggs have been quietly thrown into the valley by me. I think we are prodigals, so what can we eat leftovers? What? Hearing Long Xiaofeng's words, everyone's expressions changed drastically and exclaimed, even Yifeng showed an extremely shocked expression. Looking at the innocent Long Xiaofeng, he really wanted to ask loudly, You still say you are not a prodigal, how long do you want to hide it? Chapter 323 Golden Tong Tian Tablet, isn't this a coincidence? Where did Elder Xinghuan bring back this top-grade prodigal from? That's the purple dark dragon egg, you just threw it away? You are a prodigal, you don't eat the leftovers, but we eat them, we don't dislike it. Looking at the innocent Long Xiaofeng, Huli felt that her heart was bleeding. Even when the Wuji Holy Land was at its peak, it didn't dare to be so prodigal. Is this the invisible harm brought by the prodigal? Although we are also determined to become a qualified prodigal, it's still so painful, even if we can taste it before throwing it away. Lu Chongqing, Shi Tianlei, and Tu Meng were also very heartbroken at this time. The dragon egg in their mouths flew away. They really couldn't stand this change from hope to despair. Master Yi, don't we have another purple dark dragon egg? Why don't we wait for our people from Tianlong Valley to deliver it, and then roast it directly, and then give it to the Holy Lord and several fellow disciples to taste? Seeing that everyone was staring at him with a cannibalistic look, Long Xiaofeng also looked at Yifeng and proposed an idea. It's not enough for you to throw a roasted dragon egg, and you actually want to attack my purple dark dragon egg. That's the bottomless pit I used to squander my fortune, and you actually want to roast it again? I gave out dragon eggs, and you're a good person? Hearing Long Xiaofeng's words, Yifeng wanted to throw him into the maze again. This was not squandering money, this was really shameless. No. I still have a great use for that purple dark dragon egg, I can't roast it. Seeing everyone staring at him eagerly, Yifeng made his decision very decisively. When everyone heard this, without exception, all of them showed a hint of disappointment. Okay, it's getting late, we have to hurry up and do business. Yifeng looked at the sky, and then hurriedly said to everyone. Business? Business again? Hearing Yifeng's words, Lu Chongqing, Shi Tianlei, and Mu Lin had an ominous premonition. Thinking of the business that Yifeng said last time, which was to weave a grass ladder with millions of yin-yang fantasy grasses, what would the business be this time? Elder Xinghuan, do you want me to stay and help? Don't worry, I don't want any labor fee. When Huli heard this, her eyes suddenly lit up, and then she looked at Yifeng and asked hurriedly. Holy Lord! You don't need to stay and help, I'm afraid you can't handle it. Seeing Huli's excited expression, Yifeng hurriedly persuaded her. Seeing it later was seeing it later, but participating in it was a different matter. He didn't want his master to be tortured. In that case, I'll go back first. If Elder Xinghuan needs it, I can come to help at any time. Since Yifeng didn't plan to let her stay to help, she definitely couldn't stay here shamelessly. After all, she was the Holy Lord of Wuji Holy Land. By the way, who is this person? Before leaving, Huli pointed at Long Xiaofeng with curiosity and asked. Holy Lord! He is Long Xiaofeng, the young master of Tianlong Valley. He wants to worship in our Wuji Holy Land. I am ready to take him into Xinghuan Peak. I wanted to tell you about this tomorrow. Hearing Hu Li's inquiry, Yifeng also smiled and introduced Long Xiaofeng's identity. It's not enough to buy their 3 Qingxian demon dragons and 30 shadow earth dragons. I bought their purple dark dragon eggs again. As a result, now even the heir has been bought. After learning about Long Xiaofeng's identity, Hu Li really wanted to say to Yifeng, why don't you just buy the entire Tianlong Valley? If you do this, what will be left for them? This is buying someone else's clothes without even leaving them underwear. Mr. Long. Does your father know that you have joined the Wuji Holy Land? Did he agree to this? Thinking of the power of Tianlong Valley, Hu Li also looked at Long Xiaofeng with uneasiness and asked. He doesn't know. I haven't had time to tell my father about this, but it doesn't matter. Just let him and my mother have another child. But don't worry, Saint Lord. The protector beside me is already on the way back to Tianlong Valley. He will explain everything to my father at that time. It will definitely not cause any impact on the Holy Land. Looking at Hu Li, who was full of worry, Long Xiaofeng also hurriedly explained. Peak Road. Hu Li walked alone on the peak road down the peak. She hasn't recovered yet. You know, Tianlong Valley is a powerful force that can rival the Wuji Holy Land at its peak. As a result, the young master of the other side actually worshipped their Wuji Holy Land. Who dares to believe it if this is told out? First it was the fighting madman Tu Meng. Then it was the young master of Tianlong Valley, Long Xiaofeng. Are the people brought back by Elder Xinghuan too powerful? If this continues, Wuji Holy Land will soon be renamed Xinghuan Holy Land. Thinking of this, Hu Li suddenly felt that her role as the Holy Lord was becoming less and less interesting, because even if the Holy Land became stronger, it would have nothing to do with her. If Qianxue is still here, I can rest right away if I pass the position of Saint Lord to her. Qianxue, where have you been all these years? I send people out to look for you every year, but I don't get any news. Don't let anything happen to you. Thinking of her extremely satisfied disciple, Hu Li also showed a worried look. Although she had the worst guess in her heart, she never gave up looking for Luo Qianxue all these years. Top of Xinghuan Peak. Peng. 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 As Yifeng took out one Tongtian tablet after another from the system space, the 5 people standing aside were completely dumbfounded. The Tongtian tablet. It's the Tongtian tablet, and it's the highest level golden Tongtian tablet. Although I don't know why Yi Xiao has so many Tongtian tablets in his hand, what exactly does he want to do? Looking at the golden Tongtian tablets in front of them, for some reason, the 5 people all felt a little uneasy. It was really that Yifeng didn't play by the rules at all. They couldn't guess what Yifeng wanted to do, but it was definitely not a serious matter. Tu Meng, use your clone projection to go to the lower realm to see the golden hut, and then you can command and use these Tongtian tablets to build an identical one for me. At this time, Yifeng also shouted directly to Tu Meng. I didn't expect it, I really didn't expect it. This Tongtian tablet is actually similar to the golden silkworm star shine stone. Both are golden, it deserves to be used as a material for building a hut. Yifeng didn't know what the golden Tongtian tablet represented in the upper realm. He only knew that if this golden Tongtian tablet was not used to build a hut, it would be a waste. Chapter 324 I got beaten for nothing, and my job was robbed? Hut? Use the top-grade golden Tongtian tablet to build a hut? Hearing Yifeng's words, the 5 people on the side couldn't believe their ears. They really wanted to say to Yifeng that it was a top-grade Tongtian tablet, which was used to comprehend supernatural powers, not to build a hut. And everyone is a cultivator, what's the use of building a hut? Do we have to squat in it like ordinary people? Lower world, Xinghuan sect. Tu Meng. Why are you down again? Did you get into trouble in the upper world again? Seeing Tu Meng's projection clone, Wu Tianming also scolded loudly. Master, I didn't get into trouble. I'm with Yi Xiao now. Hearing Wu Tianming's scolding, Tu Meng also explained with a face full of grievance, and then briefly talked about the situation in the upper world. After a moment. You mean, Master Yi has already gone to Wuji Holy Land, and has become the Grand Elder of Wuji Holy Land? And you only used a mere 1 million top-grade fairy stones to join Master Yi's Xinghuan Peak and become a formal disciple of Wuji Holy Land? Seeing Tu Meng nodded, Wu Tianming directly took out a long stick from his fairy ring. Wait. Master, why did you take out the punishment stick? I didn't cause any trouble, and I was following young Master Yi. Shouldn't you praise me? After seeing the long stick, Tu Meng also shouted with fear on his face. It can be said that he has been psychologically traumatized by the punishment stick since he was a child. Praise your ass. I'll beat you to death, you evil disciple. I'm still doing chores here, and you'll become a formal disciple directly? What? When I get to the upper realm, I still have to serve you? As he said that, Wu Tianming took the punishment stick and hit Tu Meng. However, when the punishment stick passed through Tu Meng's projection clone, both the master and the disciple were stunned. Hey! Master, have you forgotten that I'm just a projection clone? Hit me, hit me, hit me hard. Tu Meng, who reacted, turned around and twisted his 2 big pieces of meat, with a smug look on his face. Seeing Tu Meng being a jerk, Wu Tianming was so angry. Wu Tianming. Your disciple wants to be beaten by you so much, do you want me to help you catch his real body? At this moment, Yi Xiaojian, who was passing by, asked with a playful look. He didn't mind helping out with such a fun thing. Hearing this, Tu Meng, who was twisting his 2 big pieces of meat, was stunned, while Wu Tianming, who was standing beside him, became excited and said quickly, Master One-Armed, I'll trouble you. Wait. I'm here to help Master Yi. You can't take my book. Before Tu Meng finished speaking, Yi Xiaojian waved the blood-red rapier, and a space crack appeared directly in front of him. Then he inserted the blood-red rapier into the ground, and his right hand directly reached into the space crack. Upper Realm, Wuji Holy Land, Xinghuan Peak. Stare. As Tu Meng suddenly opened his eyes, before he could say anything to Yi Feng, a space crack appeared in front of him, and then a hand directly grabbed him into the space crack. Is that Yi Xiaojian's hand? Looking at Tu Meng, who was captured, Yi Feng was also stunned, but he quickly reacted, and smiled and muttered to himself, Tu Meng is quite professional, and he knows to go over and check the internal structure of the Golden Hut in person. Lower Realm, Xinghuan Sect. I'll beat you to death, you evil disciple. If you weren't weak enough, would I be able to come here to do odd jobs for you? I took the blame for you, I suffered for you, but you went straight to Master Yi to be a formal disciple? Wu Tianming became more and more angry as he spoke. He raised the punishment stick in his hand and hit the 2 big pieces of meat in Tu Meng. Master, hit them quickly. I came down this time to help Master Yi check the situation of the Golden Hut. Master Yi is still waiting for me. Tu Meng, who was lying on the ground, endured the pain from the big piece of meat and shouted loudly. Wu Tianming, keep hitting. I will do my master's business for Tu Meng. Seeing Wu Tianming stepping on Tu Meng's back with 1 foot and then using the punishment stick in his hand to attack crazily, Yi Xiaojian, who was watching the excitement, also laughed and said. Are you still playing like this? That's my job. Seeing Yi Xiaojian leaving, Tu Meng was going crazy. Not only did he get beaten for nothing, but his job was also taken away? Upper Realm, Wuji Holy Land, Xinghuan Peak. Xiaojian, how did he get up here? When Yi Feng saw Yi Xiaojian coming here, a look of doubt appeared on his face. It's him. After seeing Yi Xiaojian coming out of the space crack, Lu Chongqing, Shi Tianlei, and Mu Lin's faces changed, and a look of horror gradually appeared in their eyes. One-armed swordsman. At the disciple recruiting meeting before, the one-armed swordsman with a bald dog on his shoulder. They laughed at him at that time. Introduce me. This is Yi Xiaojian, one of my protectors. After a while, you may have more opportunities to meet him, so I have to remind you that this guy is a lunatic. He either likes to kill people or slice them up. You'd better not provoke him. Thinking that everyone will ascend in a few days, they will definitely get to know each other by then, so Yi Feng also introduced Yi Xiaojian's identity and some special hobbies to a few people. Boom! Hearing this, Lu Chongqing, Shi Tianlei, and Mu Lin's minds exploded, and they looked at Yi Xiaojian again with endless fear. They only hoped for one thing at this time, that the other party did not hear their ridicule. My lord. These three little guys are good. After the others ascend to the upper realm, I want to personally guide them for a few days. Just when the three were very nervous, Yi Xiaojian suddenly pointed at the three of them and said this. And me. We are one now, sir. I also want to accept your guidance. Just when Yi Feng wanted to ask the three if they had offended Yi Xiaojian, Long Xiaofeng on the side suddenly stepped forward, looked at Yi Xiaojian seriously and asked. Tear the space. He is definitely a peak powerhouse in the 9th level of the Immortal Tribulation realm. Although I don't know why he didn't like me, I definitely can't miss this opportunity. Thinking about these things secretly, Long Xiaofeng suddenly found that everyone was looking at him with a strange look. I don't know why, at this moment, he suddenly panicked. Chapter 325 Young Master Long, have you also offended Master Jian? Ha ha ha. Okay, then you'll be one too. Looking at the suddenly panicking Long Xiaofeng, Yi Xiaojian agreed directly. 3 is fun, 4 is fun, and the more people there are, the more excited he is. Okay. Xiaojian, why are you here? Where's Tu Meng? Yi Feng looked at Yi Xiaojian and asked, curiously. My lord. At this moment, Tu Meng is lying on the ground and being beaten crazily by Wu Tianming with a stick. I'm afraid he won't be able to come to help you build a hut in a short time. And I couldn't bear to disturb them when I saw how they were enjoying themselves, so I came back to help you build a hut for Tu Meng. As for the situation of the hut in the lower world, I already know everything. My lord, don't worry. Hearing Yi Feng's question, Yi Xiaojian thought about it and explained it in a realistic way. Wu Tianming used a stick to beat Tu Meng crazily? The two of them were enjoying it so much? Hearing Yi Xiaojian's explanation, Yi Feng couldn't believe his ears. Xiaojian, how do you know so clearly? Did you see it with your own eyes? With a look of shock, Yi Feng asked Yi Xiaojian again. My lord, they didn't hide it from me, so I saw it clearly. Hearing Yi Feng's question again, Yi Xiaojian explained again. Fuck. Do you have to be so impatient? You don't even want to avoid people? After hearing what Yi Xiaojian said, Yi Feng shook his head violently. He didn't dare to think about that scene. When Lu Chongqing, Long Xiaofeng and the other four heard all this, they looked at each other with extremely shocked expressions in their eyes, and even made the same decision in their hearts, that is, they should stay away from Tu Meng no matter what happens in the future. Okay. There are hundreds of Tongtian tablets outside now, and the remaining Tongtian tablets are in this fairy ring. I will go back to rest first. You are responsible for commanding them. You must complete this magical hut before midnight. After throwing the fairy ring containing more than 90,000 Tongtian tablets to Yi Xiaojian, Yi Feng walked directly towards the direction of the elder's courtyard. Soon, under the command of Yi Xiaojian, the four people also began to quickly build the magical hut. Mr. Long, have you offended Lord Jian too? During the construction process, Mu Lin suddenly came to Long Xiaofeng's side and asked, curiously. No. Hearing Mu Lin's question, Long Xiaofeng also answered with a puzzled look on his face. Seeing that Long Xiaofeng didn't want to talk, Mu Lin stopped asking and went to the side to continue working. Long Xiao, have you also offended Master Jian? Soon, Lu Chongqing also came to Long Xiaofeng's side and asked the same question. Damn. Don't mess with me, is it because you all offended him that he wants to guide you, and this guidance is not the guidance I imagined? Then I didn't offend him, can I quit now? Hearing what Lu Chongqing said, Long Xiaofeng finally reacted a little, and then asked Lu Chongqing very anxiously. You didn't offend Lord Jian? Really? Then why are you joining in the fun? We can't even hide in time, and you are still rushing up desperately? Are you so brave? Hearing Long Xiaofeng's explanation, Lu Chongqing was also shocked. When Lu Chongqing left, Shi Tianlei also came to Long Xiaofeng's side. Mr. Long, you also offended Jian. Before Shi Tianlei finished speaking, Long Xiaofeng broke down and interrupted, Yes, I also offended Lord Jian, don't ask me, I just want to be alone now. The next morning, I slept well. After Yi Feng sat up from the bed, he stretched very naturally, and then directly checked today's waste product. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing yesterday's waste product, reward 1000 waste points, reward ascension pill *1. Hearing the system reward prompt sound suddenly sounded, Yi Feng also laughed, and then muttered to himself, it seems that they have already built the magic hut. Forget it, let's not look at today's waste product, go out and take a look at the magic hut. Thinking of this, Yi Feng also got out of bed and walked out of the house. Fuck. However, when Yi Feng just walked out of the house, he saw the magical hut in the distance, which was tens of meters high and emitting dazzling golden light under the sunlight. By the way, the volume of this Tongtian tablet is at least 10 times that of a golden silkworm star shine stone. There are also 100,000 pieces, and there is indeed a huge difference in size. At this time, Yi Feng finally thought of one thing, that is, the Tongtian tablet is much larger than the golden silkworm star shine stone. On the other side, at this time, Lu Chongqing, Mu Lin, Shi Tianlei, and Long Xiaofeng, although they were guided by Yi Shaojian all night last night, and were even close to collapse, looking at the huge golden palace in front of them, their eyes were full of pride. Although the Tongtian tablet is not theirs, this huge golden palace was built by them. A full 100,000 top-level golden Tongtian tablets. And the magical powers contained in each Tongtian tablet are different. I can guarantee that this magical power hut is definitely the most terrifying magical power hut in the upper realm, and there is absolutely no second one. At this time, Long Xiaofeng stared at the magical power hut in front of him and directly expressed his thoughts. At the same time, he secretly thought, compared with this magical power hut, the magical power pavilion in our Tianlong Valley is nothing. If my father sees it, he will definitely be scared silly. With this magical power hut, any disciple in our Wuji Holy Land who can comprehend magical powers can probably find the same magical power here, and then they can continuously enhance their own magical powers through the Tongtian tablet. Yes, with this magical power hut, our Wuji Holy Land will definitely rise again. I really didn't expect that Yi Shao could drive the entire Wuji Holy Land with his own strength. It's really terrifying. At this time, Lu Chongqing, Mu Lin, and Shi Tianlei also discussed excitedly. Young Master Yi. After a while, when Yi Feng came here, the 4 people saw him and shouted respectfully. Men's toilet. Women's toilet. Demon toilet. Not bad, it's restored very well. After looking around the magical hut, Yi Feng also showed an extremely satisfied look. Chongqing, go find a wooden board. At this time, Yi Feng also spoke directly to Lu Chongqing. A moment later, when Lu Chongqing returned with a wooden board, Yi Feng also added immortal power to his fingers and wrote the 8 big words, if you squat in the toilet, please do not comprehend, on the wooden board with his fingers. This magical hut is not used to comprehend magical powers? It is actually used for squatting? When the four people saw the 8 big words written by Yifeng, they couldn't believe their eyes. Chapter 326. It is unjust that the Holy Land does not use Xinghuan Peak as the main peak. Young Master Yi. Isn't this magical hut for people to comprehend magical powers while squatting in it? Long Xiaofeng looked at Yifeng with a shocked face and asked. Comprehend magical powers? Just squat in the toilet, what magical powers are you comprehending? I tell you, if anyone dares to comprehend the magical power while squatting, don't blame me for expelling him from Xinghuan Peak. Hearing Long Xiaofeng's question and looking at the unbelievable expressions of the other 3, Yifeng felt that this sign was set up too correctly, otherwise they would be ruined again. Okay, follow me, there are still many things to do today. At this time, Yifeng also spoke directly to the 4 people. He planned to cover the entire ground on the top of Xinghuan Peak with top-grade fairy crystals today, and also use top-grade fairy crystals to build Xinghuan Hall and luxurious doghouses. A lot of things? Still coming. After hearing what Yifeng said, the 4 people looked at each other and all showed a bitter smile. If this continues, they really have no feelings for these top treasures. Wuji Peak. Qingxian Demon Dragon. When Elder Zizhu, Elder Taishu, and other 7 supreme elders came to Wuji Peak, they saw the more than 10-meter-long Qingxian Demon Dragon and felt the terrifying aura emanating from it, which made them feel trembling. Everyone's eyes showed an extremely shocked look. Holy Lord! You stole the Qingxian Demon Dragon from Tianlong Valley? If Tianlong Valley knew about this, it would bring a catastrophe to our Wuji Holy Land. After recovering from his shock, Elder Taishu looked at Huli with a worried look and asked. Elder Taishu, have you forgotten that we have a maze formation? Besides, I didn't rob this, but Elder Xinghuan bought it. Elder Xinghuan not only bought this Qingxian Demon Dragon, but also the remaining 2 Qingxian Demon Dragons and 30 Shadow Earth Dragons in Tianlong Valley. Looking at Elder Taishu, who was full of worry, Huli also smiled and explained. What? Hearing Huli's words, not only Elder Taishu, but also the other 6 great elders showed incredible expressions. After all, these are not only the symbol of Tianlong Valley's identity, but also the high-end combat power of Tianlong Valley. They really find it hard to believe that the other party not only sold them, but also sold them all in a package. Are you shocked? You are the pillars of the Holy Land, but you have such bad character. If you knew that Elder Xinghuan even bought the purple dark dragon egg in Tianlong Valley, you would be shocked. Seeing the shocked faces of the 7 great elders, Huli also complained in her heart. Holy Lord, although I don't know why they would sell it, and I don't know how much Elder Xinghuan paid, but if we really have 3 Qingxian Demon Dragons and 30 Shadow Earth Dragons, plus the terrifying maze formation, our Wuji Holy Land can definitely leave this small Dongzhou. Leaving Dongzhou and going to a place with more fairy spirit will not only be beneficial to the cultivation of our disciples in the Holy Land, but also recruit disciples with higher qualifications. In that case, it will definitely be of great help to the development of our Wuji Holy Land. After recovering from his shock, Elder Taishu also said his thoughts seriously. Holy Lord, we think what Elder Taishu said is right. This is definitely an opportunity for the Holy Land to rise. The other 6 great elders also agreed with Elder Taishu's idea at this time. Leave Dongzhou and develop the Holy Land? You are all fools. With Elder Xinghuan here, does the Holy Land still need to develop? Looking at the 7 great elders opposite, Huli really wanted to open their heads to see whether their heads were filled with brains or water. 7 great elders. Have you overlooked a problem? The Holy Land is no longer the Holy Land of 3 days ago. To put it bluntly, our opinions do not count for any decision made by the Holy Land now. It depends on the opinion of Elder Xinghuan. Don't forget that these 3 Qingxian Demon Dragons and 30 Shadow Earth Dragons do not belong to the Holy Land, but to Elder Xinghuan himself. At this point, Huli looked at the 7 great elders who reacted and continued, I will tell you another piece of news. The young master of Tianlong Valley has already worshipped Xinghuan Peak. I even have a bold idea, which is to change Xinghuan Peak to the main peak and change the name of Wuji Holy Land to Xinghuan Holy Land. No matter who Elder Xinghuan is, we must seize this opportunity. Only he can change the situation of Wuji Holy Land's continued decline. Otherwise, in more than 100,000 years, it is not certain whether there will be Wuji Holy Land in the upper world. After hearing Hu Li's bold decision, the 7 great elders fell silent with solemn expressions. Holy Lord, this matter is of great importance. I think we should go and talk to Elder Xinghuan to see what his attitude towards Wuji Holy Land is, and then we can make a decision. After a moment of silence, Elder Taishu also made a suggestion. What the hell is that? This dazzling golden light almost blinded my eyes. When everyone came to Xinghuan Peak and saw the golden palace that was tens of meters high and shining with golden light, Elder Zizhu also exclaimed with his eyes wide open. It turned out to be the golden Tongtian tablet. A full 100,000 top-level golden Tongtian tablets. Elder Taishu was so excited that he shouted directly to Huli, Holy Lord, if the Holy Land does not use Xinghuan Peak as the main peak, it will be unforgivable. Holy Lord, Elder Taishu is right. At this time, the other 6 great elders also looked at Huli and shouted together. Agreed now? Didn't you say you would come here to hint and test Elder Xinghuan's attitude towards the Holy Land? After hearing the words of the 7 great elders, Huli's face was instantly covered with black lines. Then she looked up at the golden palace shining with golden light, and couldn't help but exclaimed, 100,000 top-level golden Tongtian tablets, I'm afraid even the top forces in the upper world don't have so many golden Tongtian tablets. 7 great elders, since you unanimously approved this proposal, then don't ask Elder Yugui. Who told him not to stay in Yugui Peak? He can't be found even if you want to find him. After exclaiming, Huli also spoke directly to the 7 great elders. Entrance to the Holy Land. So boring. No enemies are coming. Those old guys don't come to chat with me. I'm almost done with this maze formation. What are they busy with? Elder Yugui, who was lying on the rocking chair, was also extremely bored and muttered to himself at this time. Chapter 327 I don't squat, can't I just stand? On the other side. If you squat, please do not feel it. When everyone saw the sign that Yifeng had put up, they all showed an incredible look in their eyes. They thought that this luxurious golden palace was the Xinghuan Palace of Xinghuan Peak, but who would have thought that it was actually a hut that only ordinary people would use? Is this why he didn't let me help last night? Using 100,000 top-level golden Tongtian tablets to build a hut, is this something a human can do? Huli finally understood why Yifeng didn't let her help yesterday, and also understood what the other party meant by you can't stand it. If she was asked to do it, then she really couldn't stand it. Holy Lord? Where are you going? Seeing Huli walking directly towards the women's restroom, the 7 great elders also asked with a puzzled look. To comprehend the magical power. I'll go to the women's restroom first to see if there's a Tongtian tablet with yin-yang phantom eyes. After hearing the inquiry from the 7 great elders, Huli explained directly. Holy Lord! Didn't you see the sign? Elder Xinghuan definitely meant that people are not allowed to use the Tongtian tablet here to comprehend the magical power. Elder Taishu also hurriedly persuaded after hearing this. If you squat, please don't comprehend. I don't squat, I can comprehend standing up, right? After Huli explained, she looked at Elder Taishu as if he were a fool, and then walked directly into the women's restroom. Elder Taishu, are you stupid? Elder Xinghuan clearly meant that we should stay in the toilet and comprehend the magical power. He wanted us to concentrate on one thing. Don't you understand? That is, if you are asked to grow the best immortal grass and practice at the same time, can you do both to the extreme? I just wanted to refute you, but I didn't expect the Holy Lord to say it first. At this time, the other 6 great elders were also madly complaining about Elder Taishu, even though their previous ideas were exactly the same as Elder Taishu's. Crap. Before, when facing various decisions of the Holy Land, you were all silent. Only I stood up and put forward opinions, and then you all agreed with me. Now facing such a small matter, you are not silent. I said something wrong, and you started to hit me hard? Do you want to be so dog-like? Hearing the crazy scolding of Elder Taishu, the 6 great elders did not care. They all walked towards the men's toilet. They also wanted to go inside to see if they could find the Tianhen tablet containing the same magical powers as themselves. Good. 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 Didn't you all say that I am a big fool? Then I will go to Elder Xinghuan to ask clearly and see if the meaning of this sign is the same as what I think. Looking at the people who ignored him, the furious Elder Taishu rushed directly to the direction where Yifeng was. Not bad, really good, that's it. Looking at the completed Xinghuan Hall, Yifeng also showed a touch of satisfaction. It can be said that this Xinghuan Hall made of top-grade fairy crystals is exactly the same as the sect hall in the lower world. Okay, next we have to build a luxury dog. Before Yifeng finished speaking, he saw an old man walking towards them quickly in the distance. Chongqing, who is that old man? Because he had never seen Elder Taishu, Yifeng asked Lu Chongqing curiously. Young Master Yi, that is Elder Taishu, the most powerful supreme elder in our holy land. Hearing Yifeng's question, Lu Chongqing also hurriedly explained. Elder Taishu? I think I have only met Elder Zizhu and Elder Yugue. It seems that I should take some time to get to know the other supreme elders. Otherwise, it will be very embarrassing if we don't know each other when we meet. Looking at Elder Taishu, who was walking quickly, Yifeng also walked towards him with a smile. Elder Taishu, what do you want to do in Xinghuan Peak? Looking at Elder Taishu who came in front of him, Yifeng also asked with a smile. Elder Xinghuan. We did come here to discuss something with you, but now I have something unclear. I wonder if Elder Xinghuan can help me solve it. Hearing this, for some reason, Yifeng inexplicably felt a little uneasy, because he just heard that it was us, but now only Elder Taishu came. What about the others? Elder Taishu, what do you have unclear about? Yifeng looked at Elder Taishu and asked directly. Elder Xinghuan, can the thatched cottage made of the Tongtian steel only be used for squatting and not for comprehending magical powers? Elder Taishu asked immediately after hearing this. Click, hearing about the magical hut, Yifeng's heart skipped a beat, and then he quickly explained, that's right, I put up a sign, the magical hut can only be used for squatting, and it cannot be used to comprehend the magical powers in any of the Tongtian tablets. Then if you don't squat, but just stand inside, can you comprehend the magical powers? Hearing Yifeng's explanation, Elder Taishu continued to ask nervously. Not squatting, standing? Fuck. Are you still human? You even use the word drill? After reacting, Yifeng was about to go crazy. He had calculated everything, but he didn't expect the other party to actually use the word drill. No. There are many ways to help them improve their strength, and there will be more good things in the future, so we must not let them destroy my magic hut, and we can also take this opportunity to cultivate their awareness of prodigal thoughts. Thinking of this, Yifeng directly said to the system, System, let Xiaojiao come to guard the magic hut for me. No matter who it is, you can squat in it, but you must not comprehend the magic in it. A certain world. 2 brothers, this is an opportunity to stay outside for a long time. Aren't you going to grab it from me? Standing in front of the space vortex, Yi Xiaojiao also directly asked Yi Xiaohei and Yi Xiaobai, who were standing aside. Peng. Hearing what Yi Xiaojiao said, the two looked at each other, raised their right feet and kicked at Yi Xiaojiao. What a joke, go and see the hut, there is no freedom at all, who would compete with him for this opportunity? That's right, he still wants to trick us too, do you really think our black and white devils are big fools? Looking at Yi Xiaojiao, who was kicked into the space vortex, the two of them also complained directly. Xinghuan Peak, Shintong Hut. What is this? Either I can't get out, or I have to do this job when I get out, why is my life so miserable? Yi Xiaojiao, who flew out of the space crack, was about to cry at this time. Everyone in there, listen to me. No matter whether you are squatting or standing in it, you must not comprehend the magic power in it, otherwise don't blame me for being rude to you. After venting, Yi Xiaojiao quickly entered the working state and shouted directly to the people in the Shintong hut. Chapter 328 Lin Lao, where is my prodigal son? The people who were looking for the right Tongtian tablet in the Shintong hut were also stunned when they heard the shout, and then they all walked out of the hut with curiosity. They wanted to see who dared to be so arrogant. It's him. Except for Elder Zizhu, the faces of the other 5 great elders suddenly changed when they saw Yi Xiaojiao standing outside, and their eyes showed an extremely horrified look. You know, a few days ago, they saw with their own eyes that this barefoot bald guy trampled the body of a female emperor into a pulp bit by bit. Who are you? Before Hu Li could say the word person at the end, the 5 great elders rushed over and carried Hu Li away. What's going on? Why do the 5 great elders seem to be afraid of this barefoot bald guy? Did I miss something? Is this barefoot bald guy scary? Seeing the 5 great elders grab Hu Li's feet, hands, and head and run away, the purple bamboo elder also showed a look of confusion, and then thought to himself, could it be that when they went to Xinghuan Peak a few days ago to persuade Xinghuan elder not to change the way of accepting disciples, they knew something I didn't know? Several great elders, who is that person? After stopping, looking at the barefoot bald guy not far away, Hu Li also asked directly. Holy Lord! That man should be one of Elder Xinghuan's protectors. Although we don't know how strong he is, the emperors are like ants in his eyes. Hearing Hu Li's question, Elder Xiangu also hurriedly explained. Stare. Hearing this, Hu Li suddenly thought of something, looked at Elder Xiangu and asked directly, bone knocking, meat cutting, meat stepping, which one is he? Stepping on meat. Since he appeared, it must be Elder Xinghuan who discovered us, and it also proves that our method does not work at all. But who leaked the news? At this point, not only Elder Xiangu began to ponder, but the other 4 supreme elders and Hu Li also began to ponder. Elder Taishu. When everyone found that there was no Elder Taishu here, they finally realized who leaked the news. A moment later, in the Xinghuan Palace. Holy Lord! 7 supreme elders. You know that I practice the way of prodigal, and the magical hut is a prodigal artwork that I am extremely satisfied with. If you really feel the magical power in it, you can destroy it. Looking at the people in front of him, Yi Feng also explained with a smile. The way of prodigal? Prodigal artwork? That is a top-level Tongtian tablet worth 100,000 yuan. Even if you are a prodigal, you are not as prodigal as you. Hearing Yi Feng's explanation, everyone also smiled bitterly. After all, the things belong to others, what can they do? As for the Star Soul Hall made of top-grade fairy crystals, the crowd didn't react much. After all, Elder Jade Ghost was given 100 million top-grade fairy crystals to play with, so it was normal to build a hall. By the way, what do you want to see me about? Yi Feng also looked at Hu Li and asked, curiously. Elder Xinghuan, we want to change your Xinghuan Peak to the main peak, and then change the name of Wuji Holy Land to Xinghuan Holy Land. Hearing Yi Feng's question, Hu Li also directly explained the purpose of their visit this time. Yi Feng was also slightly surprised after hearing this. Although he had only been here for 3 days, he knew from Lu Chongqing that the main peak was the facade of the Holy Land, and everyone who came to visit the Holy Land would be received at the main peak. Holy Lord! This is not good. Those who come are friends. I'm afraid that my Xinghuan peak will hit them and make them doubt their lives. After thinking for a moment, Yifeng also directly expressed his thoughts. No problem. This can prove the strength of our Holy Land even more. If Elder Xinghuan has no objection, then let's decide on this matter. If nothing unexpected happens, Tianlong Valley should be the first guest of our Xinghuan Holy Land. Hearing that Yifeng did not refuse, Huli also quickly decided on this matter. Tianlong Valley. Old Lung? Why did you come back alone? Where is my prodigal son? Seeing that only Old Lung came back, Long Zhan was also very angry and asked loudly. Valley Master, the young Valley Master, can't come back. Looking at the furious Long Zhan, Old Lung also hurriedly explained. Can't come back? Old Lung, what do you mean by this? Long Zhan showed a worried look at this time and hurriedly asked. Valley Master. The young master has already worshipped Wuji Holy Land, and has given up his identity as the young master of Tianlong Valley. By the way, the young master also said that the master and his wife should have another child. After saying that, Lung Lao also quietly took out the fairy ring, ready to take out the baked purple dark dragon egg at any time. Once the master is ready to vent his anger on him, the purple dark dragon egg will be his last straw. However, to Lung Lao's surprise, Long Zhan suddenly fell silent after hearing it. Tell me, what's going on with Yifeng? After a moment of silence, Long Zhan also asked Lung Lao directly. After a long time. Give the order. Immediately summon the Tianlong guards, take 2 Qingxian demon dragons, 30 shadow earth dragons, and the purple dark dragon eggs to visit Wuji Holy Land. Knowing that there was a terrifying existence around Yifeng that could ignore the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud, Long Zhan was really scared and prepared to visit Wuji Holy Land directly. Xinghuan Holy Land, Xinghuan Peak. Too fast. It's only been 3 days, and the Holy Land has changed its name, because of me. I wonder if Master's heart will tremble when he hears the word Star Soul after he ascends to the upper realm. After Hu Li and the 7 great elders left, Yifeng couldn't help but laugh and talk to himself. Ding! Congratulations to the host for breaking through the 100,000 disciples of the prodigal sect. You will be rewarded with 10 million prodigal points and 5 ascension pills. At this moment, the reward prompt sound of the system suddenly rang in Yifeng's mind. 100,000 people? After hearing the prompt sound of the system, Yifeng also showed a touch of surprise. The system reminds me to develop the prodigal sect with all my strength, but the disciples of the prodigal sect are nothing but prodigals. What help will they bring to me? With doubts, Yifeng asked the system directly, System, what help will the prodigal sect bring to me in the future? Can't you tell me a little bit? Ding! Remind the host that without the disciples of the prodigal sect, the host will not be able to enjoy the relaxed and comfortable life now. The rest of the situation cannot be disclosed for the time being. Please continue to develop the prodigal sect in the upper realm. Chapter 329, The Sixth Direct Disciple, Long Xiaofeng. If that's the case, then I have to start developing the prodigal sect in the upper realm. This Long Xiaofeng is not only a prodigal, but also shameless. It would be a good choice to accept him as a direct disciple. After hearing the system's prompt, the first person Yifeng thought of was Long Xiaofeng. Long Xiaofeng's performance was really too eye-catching. If he was just accepted as a disciple of the prodigal sect, Yifeng felt that it was a bit of a waste of talent for Long Xiaofeng. A moment later. Young Master Yi, you called me? After arriving at the Xinghuan Palace, Long Xiaofeng also looked at Yifeng with a little uneasiness and asked. Young Master Long. In fact, I am not only the supreme elder of the Wuji Holy Land, but also the leader of the Baijia sect. I have seen your performance in the past 2 days, so I am ready to accept you as my personal disciple. If you are willing to worship me as your master, then you will have unlimited. Peng. However, before Yi Feng finished speaking, Long Xiaofeng knelt down to Yi Feng with an excited expression, and then shouted loudly, "Disciple Long Xiaofeng, meet the master." I didn't say the benefits. I didn't say the sect rules. I didn't say the responsibilities you need to bear. I didn't say anything, and you agreed to worship me directly? Looking at Long Xiaofeng kneeling in front of him, Yi Feng was completely stunned. I knew that Master Yi was not an ordinary person. Although I have never heard of this prodigal sect, the strong men in the sect are not afraid of the heavenly tribulation cloud, which means it is definitely an extremely terrifying force. Moreover, I didn't expect Master Yi to accept me as his personal disciple. That roasted dragon egg is so damn worth it. Long Xiaofeng, who was kneeling on the ground, was trembling slightly with excitement. Okay. In that case, you are my 6th personal disciple. Boom. As Yi Feng's voice fell, a huge amount of information suddenly emerged from Long Xiaofeng's mind, and at the same time, a prodigal mark gradually emerged in the palm of his right hand. I think you should know the situation and rules of the prodigal sect now. And as my 6th personal disciple, from now on, you must do your best to recruit disciples and contribute your own strength to the expansion of the prodigal sect. Leave, you don't need to stay in the Holy Land anymore. Looking at Long Xiaofeng, whose face was full of shock, Yi Feng also spoke directly. Master. Disciple will never let you down. After hearing Yi Feng's words, Long Xiaofeng, who had recovered from his shock, nodded firmly, then stood up and walked out of the hall. Too small. My vision is still too small. The horror of this prodigal family is far beyond my imagination. That purple dark dragon egg is not only worth roasting, but also worth throwing away. Sure enough, opportunities always need to be fought for by yourself. If I don't gamble this time, this opportunity to change my destiny will never fall on me. After leaving the hall, Long Xiaofeng also showed an extremely fortunate look. Those 3 guys have the potential to ruin the family, and there should be no problem with their loyalty to the master. Why don't we practice with them first? When Long Xiaofeng saw Lu Chongqing, Shi Tianlei, and Mu Lin standing not far away, he suddenly had an idea. Inside the Star Soul Hall. As the eldest senior sister, Hua Yemeng, I don't know if she can completely let go and spend money recklessly. As the second senior sister, Yi Lingxue is good at spending money, but her imagination gives me a headache. As the third senior brother, Li Fei, I don't know if he continues to practice swordsmanship. If I have time, I have to send him a fragment of the domain advancement. As the fourth senior sister, and Xiao Xiao is young and knows how to play all day long. She is as innocent as a blank sheet of paper. I don't know how she is playing now. As the fifth senior brother, Wang Lin always asks for more money for everything. Even when I accepted him as a disciple, he still wanted me to pay more. He is greedy by nature. I don't know if he has changed his greedy character now that he has to constantly give others money to spend. And this Long Xiaofeng, although he has a good awareness of spending money, I always feel that his brain is a little bit inadequate. Thinking of the situation of the 6 direct disciples he has received so far, Yi Feng is also deeply troubled. To put it bluntly, none of them can make him worry-free. Entrance to the Holy Land. You're going out? The Jade Ghost Elder, who was lying on the rocking chair and looking at the gate, saw Long Xiaofeng and the 3 quasi-saints coming over, and asked with surprise. Jade Ghost Elder. Open the maze formation, we are going out for training. By the way, please tell Elder Xinghuan that I will take Lu Chongqing, Shi Tianlei, and Mu Lin away. We will never let him down when we train outside. After saying that, Long Xiaofeng took the 3 quasi-saints into the maze formation. What's going on? Why do you want me to tell you? Can't you tell me yourself? Something's wrong. I have to tell Elder Xinghuan. After controlling the maze formation to let the 4 people leave, Elder Jade Ghost pondered for a moment and rushed directly to Xinghuan Peak. Xinghuan Peak. Is that the golden palace built by the Golden Tongtian Monument? Is this the palace built by the top-grade fairy crystal? When Elder Yugui saw the magical hut and the Xinghuan Palace when he arrived at Xinghuan Peak, he was really shocked by Yifeng's generosity. He even thought that if Xinghuan Peak was changed to the main peak, whoever came to visit would be confused in the future. Elder Yugui? When Yifeng saw Elder Yugui walking into the hall, a look of doubt appeared on his face. Elder Xinghuan. Just now, when I was guarding the maze formation at the entrance of the Holy Land, I saw Long Shao taking the 3 quasi-saints away from the Holy Land. He also asked me to tell you a message, saying that he took the 3 quasi-saints away, and they will definitely not let you down when they are training outside. Elder Yugui looked at Yifeng and directly told him this strange thing. Took away? Did that tiger thing Lan Xiaofeng take all the 3 quasi-saints away? After hearing what Elder Yugui said, Yifeng was going crazy. He asked him to strengthen the family of prodigals, but he didn't ask him to dig into his own corner. Elder Yugui, I know about this matter. Thank you for your help. Looking at Elder Yugui leaving the hall, Yifeng said to the system with a glimmer of hope, System, use the function of peeping into the secrets of heaven to check whether the 3 quasi-saints have become prodigal disciples? Ding. No need to consume the opportunity of the peeping into the secrets of heaven. The 3 quasi-saints have become prodigal disciples. Damn. Psycho. There are only 5 people in Xinghuan Peak now, you just left, and you took 3 away. If Tu Meng is not in the lower realm to linger with his master, won't I kill him all? After hearing the system's answer, Yifeng was about to explode. Chapter 330, We are just treasure carriers. The dog's luxurious doghouse has not been built yet. The ground has not been paved with top-grade fairy crystals. In the end, the person is gone. What a big deal. With a sigh, Yifeng also directly checked today's prodigal product. Today's prodigal product, 8th grade 9th level hidden fairy talisman *100000 8th grade 9th level hidden fairy talisman, can hide breath and body, strength does not exceed the peak of the 9th level of the fairy saint realm, and cannot see through the power of the hidden talisman. Each hidden fairy talisman lasts for 5 hours. Isn't this an invisibility talisman? When Yifeng learned about today's prodigal product, he couldn't help but reveal a wretched smile on his face. It's fun to be invisible for a while, and it's bloody to be invisible all the time. No. As a spendthrift, how can I do such a despicable thing? However, how can I spend these hidden immortal scrolls? Yifeng also lowered his head and pondered. After a moment. This hidden immortal scroll is only suitable for avoiding pursuit, stealing treasures, assassination, peeping, etc. Thinking of this, Yifeng suddenly had an interesting idea, but he had to discuss it with the Holy Lord first. After all, this idea involved nearly 10,000 disciples in the entire Holy Land. Wuji Peak, Holy Temple. Elder Xinghuan, what do you want to talk to me about? Seeing Yifeng's sudden visit, Huli also showed her curiosity and asked. Holy Lord, I currently have 100,000 8th grade and 9th level hidden immortal scrolls in my hand. I don't know if our Xinghuan Holy Land has any enemies. I plan to take many elders and disciples of our Holy Land out to do some big things. Hearing Huli's question, Yifeng also directly explained the purpose of this visit. What? 8th grade and 9th level hidden immortal scrolls. That is a terrifying immortal scroll that can shield the peak powerhouses of the 9th level of the immortal saint realm. Hearing what Yifeng said, Huli was really scared. You know, even their Holy Land doesn't have a single immortal scroll of that level. It's not that they can't afford it, but that they can't afford it. Who would have thought that Yifeng actually had 100,000 of them? Taishu Sword Sect, Punlai Fairy Island, Tianwu Sect, Qixing Sect, Jiweming Pavilion, Shuanglongmen. Just when Huli was about to continue, Yifeng interrupted with a frown on his face. Holy Lord, our small Xinghuan Holy Land actually has so many enemies? This Elder Xinghuan doesn't know that our Holy Land has been established for more than 100,000 years. Whether it is the competition for some cultivation resources in the upper realm or the opportunity grabbing in the Tiandao battlefield, it is inevitable to establish some enemies. Huli also explained with a little embarrassment at this time. Some? You call this some? If I don't interrupt you again, I'm afraid you will write a book with the names of these hostile forces. Ding. Remind the host that in this world where the strong prey on the weak, no matter how big or small the force is, as long as it exists for a long enough time, it is normal to establish some enemies. Please don't make a fuss, so as not to lose the face of the loser. At this time, the system's prompt sound suddenly rang in Yifeng's mind. Damn. System, can you blame me for this? Since I traveled to Shantian continent, although it hasn't been a long time, I have met many people, right? As a result, because of the money you brought me, I met only good people. I didn't realize that this world is a world of the jungle. If it weren't for your strength, would I be so surprised? Hearing the system's reminder, Yifeng directly refuted. Ding. Host, if you say so, it is indeed the system that blamed the host wrongly. Hereby compensate the host with 2 immortal pills. Is this okay? Not only did he successfully blame his own problems on the system, but he also got 2 immortal pills for free. Hearing the system's response, Yifeng was shocked. System, host, you are such a jerk, you have praised me so much, even if it is a black pot, I have to take it. Star Soul Elder. I feel that we can attack Shuanglongmen, but we can't let the disciples of the Holy Land go. I will take the 8 great elders and many ordinary elders with this hidden fairy scroll, and we can definitely kill Shuanglongmen with it. Seeing that Yifeng didn't speak for a long time, Huli also directly expressed her thoughts. After all, it is an 8th grade, 9th level hidden fairy scroll. If it is used by many disciples of the Holy Land, it would be a waste. No. Holy Lord, these 100,000 hidden fairy scrolls must be used up before dark today. Let's find an enemy closest to the Star Soul Holy Land, and then all the people in the Holy Land will go out. We won't kill the enemy, but we will empty their treasure house, fairy grass garden, fairy weapon warehouse, and other cultivation resources, and then find a place to bury them all. Hearing Huli's proposal, Yifeng directly refused and expressed his thoughts. What? Using so many expensive hidden immortal scrolls, not to kill the enemy, but to empty all the enemy's cultivation resources, and not to move them back to the Holy Land, but to find a place to bury them? After hearing Yifeng's crazy idea, Huli couldn't believe her ears. Wait, at this moment, Huli suddenly thought of something and looked directly at Yifeng and asked, Elder Xinghuan, you are doing this, are you just trying to ruin the family? No killing. No robbing. Just let everyone use this expensive hidden immortal scroll as a porter. In addition to ruining the family, Huli really can't think of any other purpose for Yifeng to do this. Ha ha ha. Holy Lord, you really understand me more and more. However, although we are just ruining the family, the enemy is not much better. It can be regarded as a hard blow to the enemy. Hearing Huli's question, Yifeng also laughed and admitted it. Crazy. Hearing what Yifeng said, Huli was really going crazy. Although she knew that Yifeng was a ruiner, she really didn't expect that Yifeng would have any ideas to ruin the family. How can she tell the 10,000 disciples of the Holy Land? Huh. After taking a deep breath, Huli looked at Yifeng seriously and asked, Elder Xinghuan, where do you want to bury those cultivation resources? Bury them at their doorstep. When the time comes, I will get some magic spirit fantasy stones to lay on top. Unless they dig 3 feet deep, they will die of exhaustion and still not be able to find them. By the way, if our holy land wants to destroy them one day, we can let them know where these things are buried before they die. They must die knowingly anyway. Yifeng thought about it and directly expressed his thoughts. Hiss, after hearing what Yifeng said, even Huli couldn't help but gasp. Stealing all the cultivation resources of others, and then burying them at their doorstep, and then telling them where to bury them when they are destroyed later, is this something a human can do?